I'm back, you guys. I've missed doing booktube. So I am doing a excuse me, a mid-month wrap-up update daily. I haven't read a whole lot of books. I mean, I've read a few, but I've not read more. I've not read more than I should. So, yeah, yikes. But, if you saw my Fuckathon video and my pop culture readathon, my Throw-Ride video, you saw my TBRs for those. My Fuckathon one is pretty much the same. I added books to that, but my Throw-Ride one, that changed a bit. And, so, yeah, let's get on to what I've actually read. So, I read for the Fuckathon, I finished issues 5 and 6 of Miss Marvel and absolutely loved them. I did remember as I was reading 5 that I had read it before. I don't know if I ever finished it before though, but I'm pretty sure I did. But I had never read 6 and I love that one too. I believe I gave both of them 5 stars. 4 or 5 stars. I'd have to check my Goodreads, but I'm pretty sure I gave them both 5 stars. I also read Fruits Basket. I always just want to say Fruit Basket. I also read the first volume of Fruits Basket, which got added to my Throw-Ride board in place of the Graces, which I'll explain in a second. And I finished Elevation by Stephen King, which I have over here. And I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. It was totally not what I expected. I picked it for the mystery, or I picked it for the prompt that was for your second favorite genre, and I picked like mystery thriller as my second favorite genre, and it was a mystery. It wasn't thriller, but it was mystery for me. It was just such a feel-good book and very heartwarming, and I'm pretty sure I teared up at some point in the book. It was just really, really good book. You should check it out. I definitely gave that 5 stars. I finished finally Imaginary Friend, and I believe I gave that 2 or 3 stars. I think I gave it 3 stars because I liked most of the book, but I didn't like the reveal at the end. I don't want to give a whole lot away, so I'm gonna say a spoiler alert, and then I'll put, a tag on the bottom and say, skip to here for when I stop talking about it. It ended up being just good versus evil, heaven versus hell kind of thing, and I didn't like that. If I had have known that that's what the book was going to be about in the end, I probably never would have read the book. So basically, I can't even remember the little boy's name. Guys, I listened to it a while ago. I started it in June and finished it in July. If I had have known that the nice man that the little boy was helping out was the devil, and that the hissing lady was Eve, and that the imaginary world was really hell, and the devil was trying to get out of hell to, bring hell on earth, and that the little boy was, God, I can't remember his name, that the little boy was basically being turned into God of hell so that he could, he had to have powers to be able to kill Eve and all. If I had known that, and that's what it was, instead of him being like just it being like an evil monster or something, I definitely wouldn't have read it. I might still have. It was just that once there was the big reveal, there were still like 2 or 3 hours left of the audiobook, and I kind of got annoyed. I was like, okay, so are they going to win or lose? Because, now I know these are the devil, who's the hissing lady. Like, it just kind of dragged on at the end. I was fine that it was a long audiobook, but I felt like it could have, like, the ending could have taken less time. It's like, okay, you got the reveal. Now, hurry up, please, because now I'm annoyed because I know it was just a heaven and hell thing, and I don't read books like that. No thanks. So, I think I gave it 3 stars to be nice. I might have given it 2. I gave it 2 or 3 stars. But I finished that one. I liked the creep factor, but I didn't like the reveal. So, you win some, you lose some. And then I ended up audiobooking this month The 1 in a Million Boy in. It's such a good book. I'm so going to buy that one. I ended up giving that 5 stars. That one was suggested by Noria Reads for the fuck ageism prompt for the fuckathon. And I didn't listen to it for this prompt, but I always like to have an audiobook going for when I'm working and patrons aren't at work, so I can have something to listen to. I listen to podcasts too, but lately I've been listening to more audiobooks. I kind of go back and forth. So I was like, oh, I finished Imaginary Friend. What do? I need another audiobook. So I started that one, and it was really, really good. I really liked it, and I definitely want to buy it and read the physical book. And the narrator was really good. I really liked the narrator. Also, the narrator of Imaginary Friend was amazing. I'm going to, look up her name and see other books that she's narrated, because I definitely want to listen to other audiobooks that are narrated by her if I want to read those books. So those are the books that I've actually finished, and that's just 2 audiobooks, a novella, a graphic novel, and then 2 issues of a comic book. I have not been reading a lot this month. Every time I go to read something, I'm just not in the mood. It's been more like I've started stuff and then stopped for various reasons, and I'm going to get to that right now. So, originally for one of the prompts for the Throw Ride board for the Pop Culture Readathon, I had the Graces, which I don't have it. I thought I had beside me, but I'll put a picture right here. I had picked that one for the, it was Hocus Pocus, and it was a book that had to have magic in it. And so from the synopsis of the book, it seemed like it was going to have magic, Finrin, the Graces, that's their last names. They all seemed like they had some kind of magical power. And then River seemed like she wanted that power. And Summer, she was more open about it. Finrin, everybody wanted to have sex with him, and he had sex with everybody, like girls. And then Thalia, I think might be her name. I'm not remembering everybody's names. Check out my blue shirt. Anyways, but I got maybe 35 to 40% into the book, and it was more just like, there's possibly magic. Like, the Graces might have magic, but they don't really want you to know for sure or not if they do, which is fine to me in general. I was thoroughly enjoying the book, but for me personally, for a book that I'm reading for a specific prompt, and the prompt is a book that has magic, I want to know for sure that it has magic, and I don't want to find out in the second half of the book. I want the book to be immersed with magic from the first page to the last page, or at least by 15% of the book. I want to know for sure, not just they're doing these little spells and something might happen. No, just tell me, is there magic? So I took it upon myself to switch, and that's why I ended up reading Fruits Basket instead. I'm doing a buddy read with Ashley from Bookish Realm anyways for Fruits Basket, so I wanted to start that this month anyway, so I was like, ooh, good excuse to go ahead, and I'll just switch that, and I will read The Graces next month. And so, next one is originally on my board for Supernatural Creatures. I had Crimson Peak, because there's ghosts in the book. And then I had, for a book that has the undead, I had Van Allen Legacy. And I ended up switching those, not swapping them for each other. I can't remember exactly how I originally switched. I know right now I have Van Allen Legacy in the Supernatural Creatures place. And I'm audiobooking this book called Strange Practice for the undead creatures. And then I I then had switched Crimson Peak. That's what I did. I had started reading The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, and I could not get into it for some reason. I think I was in a reading slump for a few days, and I just could not get into the book. So I was like, okay, well, I need to just take that book off my list because I don't want what happened with the Graces to happen with Tom Gordon. Like, well, granted, I was enjoying the Graces, and I had to stop reading it because there wasn't enough magic, but I could not get into Tom Gordon. I didn't want to, like, keep trying to read it. So I took Crimson Peak and put it in that place because it has a creepy or haunted feel. It is a horror movie that got turned into a book. And then I put Van Allen Legacy in the Supernatural Creatures place because it has vampires. And then Strange Practice, I don't know the author's name off the top of my head, but I will put it here. I'll put the book here. The cover is so cool looking. For the undead creatures. So, I did go back to reading Tom Gordon, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, because I don't like Crimson Peak in book form. While I think the movie is amazing, it is one of my favorite horror films, it does not work in book form, so it's sitting on my shelf it's just sitting on my shelf downstairs with the bookmark in there. Once I got to some of the creepy parts, it was not creeping me out, and I just didn't like how it was written. So I went back to reading The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, and I still might try and finish it, but I don't know if I'll actually be able to. There's 242 pages, and I am on page 63, and there's 242 pages, and it's the 21st. I've got other books to read, y'all, so I don't know about that. I just don't know. But, yeah, so currently I am reading Van Allen Legacy, which is a book with vampires in it for my Supernatural Creatures book. I am listening to Strange Practice, which is so good. It is about this lady named Greta Helsing, and she is a doctor for supernatural creatures. So vampires, ghouls, and stuff like that. There's witches, so there's undead creatures, and it is so good. I am really, really enjoying it. This is definitely a book that, while I am listening to it, sometimes when I'm listening to stuff, I, like, miss little bits of things. It happens, especially when I have it sped up, and I have it at 1.25 speed. I plan to go back and read the first book. Possibly. It's a series, so I'm definitely going to physically read the second and third one. But it's so good. I'm glad that I made this switch so that I could listen to this book, because I really, really like it. And then I just started today Something is Killing the Children, which is for the Jurassic Park prompt. The Jurassic Park, and it has to be set on an island coast, and it is set somewhere, I can't remember what it's called. I will put it down below. It's somewhere in Europe on some kind of coast or something. I don't remember exactly, because I had to look up what it was, because I was not sure if that was on a body of water, but it is. So you bet your girl is gonna read it. I just started the first issue, and I'm gonna read the first and second issue today because they're short. I still have to read Wallbanger and An Elderly Lady is Up to No Good, and that is for the Fuckathon. Wallbanger is for the Fuck Book Elitism prompt, and then An Elderly Lady is Up to No Good is for the Fuck Ageism prompt. If for whatever reason I don't have enough time to read that, I will just put the One in a Million boy in his place, but I'm, like, blocked out my time to make sure I have time to read An Elderly Lady is Up to No Good for this prompt, because I really, really want to read it. I even, like, had to extend and renew my checkout from the library so that I can read this book. And then for the throw ride, I still need to read Lady Killer, and then I have to I need to start Lady Killer. I need to read both this one and that one, because I said I would read the first 2 volumes. And I still need to finish the books that I already said. So I'm pretty sure, I know I'll be able to finish Wallbanger, because that'll be a quick read to me based off of the subject. It's like a erotic romantic comedy, and I think I'll be able to read that pretty quickly. Lady Killer, graphic novel. I read those real quick. And then the only one I'm really worried about is the creepier haunted feel, because I'm still not really getting into Tom Gordon. So I think I'm going to have to like search for a novella that I can read real quick, because if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that like I had to take the 2 weeks off because I've been having some health problems and was waiting for some lab results. And if you're in the pop culture reach out, you know that last night, well, I'm recording this on Tuesday and I'll have this posted on Wednesday. So Monday night, I spent most of the night in the ER. So I had to like take a couple weeks off of recording and uploading videos. So some of those reasons are why I haven't been reading a whole lot. Because sometimes I just don't feel like it because I don't feel good. But I'm kind of in the mood right now to read. But my focus is a little off, and I can't get into Tom Gordon. I don't know if it's out of my like age range right now, because it's not like, is it? I believe it's told in the point of view of the 9-year-old girl. No, it's not. It's not told in her point of view, but it is about the 9-year-old girl. So it's like she felt panic trying to grab her again. It was speeding her heartbeat, drying out her mouth, etc., etc. I remember liking it when I read it at 15, but meh this time. But it might be a mood thing. I think I might have to switch to a novella. But if you have any suggestions and you're watching this, please shoot them in the comments, because I really want to complete my 2 bingo boards. And I need a book for that. I'm good on all my other ones. I will finish these books. But I don't know what my deal is. The books that I picked for that prompt, whack. I picked The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, then I switched it with Crimson Peak. I made whack choices, you guys. But that is it for my mid-month update. I'm not going to do an end of the month TBR, because these are the books that I'm going to be reading. Before I go, I did forget the books that I added to my fuckathon were Miss Hadra for the fuck ableism prompt, which I've read before and I love it, and then for the fuck capitalism prompt, The Boys, which I plan on, I'll read those next week. They won't take me that long to read, at least I hope not. But yeah, that is what I've read so far this month, which was, I have read and actually finished 2 audiobooks, a novella, a graphic novel, and 2 comics. And then I am almost done with Vanilla Legacy, almost done with Strange Practice, and then I will finish 2 issues of Something is Killing the Children. So after tonight, Tuesday, I will have finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. Yeah, by the end of this week, I will have finished 8 or 9 books. 9 books. So, I'm tripping. I'm doing good. But that is it for this video. Thanks for listening to me ramble about the books that I've been reading. And if you want me to do any video reviews on any of these books, leave me a comment. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will be uploading videos on Wednesdays or Thursdays. And I hope you enjoyed this, and have a good evening, day, or late night, whatever it is for you. Bye, guys. Happy reading.